just catch up on it. Good. Thank you so much for joining the class today. So this is a continuation of our previous class on generative AI for SME. Our intention is to support SME with adequate knowledge that can guide them through the stages of discovery as we go and develop the SME tool for them. I know in our previous classes that for the Andu, we talked a lot about all the various components and approach to generative AI in general. So for the class of today, we'll be looking into module 3, so which I will be focusing the class on what are the high impact use cases for small businesses. So the intent of this module is to help participants, to help SME have a basic understanding of what are the different diverse use cases application for generative AI to enable them make informed decisions and know where to look by the time they are being engaged by their individual analyst. So at the end of the section of this module, I'm hoping that SME and participants will be able to have a diverse understanding of the marketing assets and what are the possible application of use cases, and also have an idea about how they can streamline their customer service, through the use of generative AI to drive, polish, apply sales script without using any identifiable customer data. And also at the end of this module, I will also be able to, I'm also hoping that SME will be able to know how best they can also use AI in their internal operations and strategy development. Basically, to let them see how they can leverage AI to enable them advance, improve, and ultimately deliver a more efficient process through their individual basic operations. Okay, so the first use case I'll be talking about today is the marketing and content creation. As we all know, SME, one of the bedrock of our service is how we can attract and market our goods with minimal cost. And this is very important that sometimes many SME, they go into marketing and content creation either without any strategy or with less professionalism. And this is why leveraging AI can give you a quick win. So instead of you as an SME, many of us, we don't have the budget to recruit or engage very professional marketers or content creators. We try to leverage on our internal resources to do this particular use case. So, and that is why we are thinking with the use of AI, you can have a professional output within your budget. That is, with the use of AI, you can be able to quickly generate advertisement headlines. You can quickly write out your product compelling descriptions. And you can also quickly make your social media posts, and you can also quickly generate articles that are relevant to your businesses. And then you can repurpose different content from different authors and turn them to any format or any post that you may want. So one quick thing I would like to mention is for this use of AI, you need to focus on more of the general product information rather than your own sales internal data. What are we saying? This using generative AI for marketing and content creation gives the SME leverage to achieve marketing efficiency, achieve prompt content creation without having an extra budget to do this. So AI can support you for your research, campaign, content, messaging, and also enable you to put a form of personalized content instead of just having a general content delivery across your business. And this is one powerful use of AI for SME. So the next use case, is there any question from anybody before I go on to the next use case?
All good from me.
Okay, good. Mr. Tari, do you have any question?
Not at the moment, I'm okay.
Okay, good. Then Madam Doyin, is there any question from you?
No question at the moment.
So thank you so much. So this is a very powerful use case that SME can leverage on as they plan to incorporate AI into their workspace. And this is very important because you can have access to marketing and content creation service just with the use of your AI. And as you're going to be engaging and looking into your operations, this is one important area that you can look into. Okay. So the next use case I'll be talking about is a visual content creation. In this modern age, research has shown that compelling visuals have a more ability to increase sales and perception of businesses. As much as many bigger organizations, they focus a lot on ensuring compelling visual representation of their businesses. Many SME lack this visual representation of their businesses, not because they don't want to do it, but simply because they lack the capacity and budget to be able to put out a compelling visual for their business. And this is another area that you can leverage on AI to achieve. So you can leverage AI to achieve a compelling visual of your businesses, in a very way that is within your budget and you not increase your amount of money you spend. So you don't need to go and employ or engage engage UX designer and stuff like that. So with some AI tools, you can really leverage on that to create your logo of your product. You can leverage it to create your weekly graphics to promote your business. And you can also use it to create a compelling social media outlook. And another thing, you can also use it to create product mock-ups. So, when you want to develop a new product and you're still thinking about, oh, how do I go about it? Instead of you to go and engage a product designer. So we have some AI tools that can support you to do that. So all you need to do is just give those AI tools. So one of them is Canva, Midjourney, and Firefly. So how this works is you just need to write out what you want and they will create compelling visual content to support your business. This is also very important because we cannot underestimate the importance of visual and graphics in the world of today. You cannot promote your business without you having a compelling, authentic visual behind it. And that is why sometimes SME neglect this part and they just try to put what they can. They just ask one of their admin staff to just put what they can out there. But this is something that you can leverage AI to produce highly compelling visual content out. John.
Yeah, just I noticed you didn't have Gemini, i.e. Nano Banana, down on your useful tools, and I wondered if there was a reason why, because it's the one we use the most for this at the moment, mainly because we're in the Google Workspace suite and we don't then have to pay for Midjourney or Dolly or Firefly or anything else.
Yes. So the reason why we don't, so Gemini can also do it. So the reason why we don't put Gemini here is simply because, we are looking at the best tool in the industry. So Gemini can do quite a lot, but you see Midjourney, Canva, so they are kind of the top, in this level of
That makes
creating.
sense. That makes sense.
Yeah. So, but Gemini can do it. Okay. So, any other question or feedback? Thank you. Barry, do you want to add something?
No, not at the moment. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. So one thing I want to call your attention to is if you have an SME, having a compelling visual content is important at this age. So you cannot just neglect or ignore that part of your business. It may be the messy piece. You may have a great product. You may be doing a lot of great research, instead of you to spend a lot of money on creating product mock-up or neglecting it at all. You can leverage AI to create this kind of compelling visuals that will promote your business and make you grow without ultimately impacting on your budget. And this is also a very important use case that I want you guys to be looking into as you approach your discovery phase of this program. Okay, so we all know that customer service and sale is very important. Okay, so I don't know, can somebody Dari, can you tell us briefly about your perspective about customer service and sales in your business so that we can learn and we can see how we can leverage this?
I think, simply put, no matter the quality of service we offer, I think the way we communicate it to prospective customer is very, very important. So the role of marketing, sales cannot be overemphasized. In fact, to me, I believe as we are trying to improve the skill, we must be trying to improve the skills and marketing skills as well. Because you might have a very good skill, you don't have a good tool to market it, no customer will come around to your business.
Yeah. So thank you for sharing. Vicent, do you have anything to add to that? Customer service and sales. How important it is.
Yeah, I think the last person has said it all, because I think the end goal of any business is to make sales and have customers, yeah. And so the customer service and sales, they're very important. Customer service is like a face of the business, and that they interact with customers, be it prospective customers or retentive customers. So I think it's very, very important and critical in business. Thank you.
Yeah, so thank you so much. And that is why we say customer service is very important. Okay, because sometimes a company can focus on sales, but what happened to the after sales? What happened to the customer service? And when you see the way the world is growing, we can see that there's a research that was done by a university on the importance of customer service to SME. And one thing that they discovered is sometimes a lot of SME put in efforts to promote their sales outlets without putting in the same level of effort into their customer service. And this make many of them to have first-time customers, and then they don't have repeat sales. And why? Because their customer service is poor. And sometimes when you ask some of these SME, they just believe that, oh, customer service is just an act of you responding to customers that reach out to you and try to reply them in a way that they didn't fit. Okay, Doyin, would you like to share something?
Thank you for the discussion. I would like to ask, can we use AI to create a website?
Yes. So we have some AI that can be used to create websites. Okay. So, and we also have it depends on what you want. Okay. So AI can create a website for you, and it depends. So that's part of your sales and customer service outlets. Okay. So, but another thing we can use AI to do is we can use AI to draft polished customer reply. So, for example, Vicent, if you have the opportunity, there's a way you would like your customer service to reply. Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So you being the owner of the business, there's a way you want them to reply. But sometimes you cannot teach all your customer service agents how to reply customer. But that is what your AI can do. So you can enable your AI to be able to draft customer reply and ensure it is a standard across your business. So you don't need to worry about any of your customer service agents being naughty or not being cooperative. Because why? When they send an email, you have an AI that will just generate those reply to the best of your ability to the way you want. And that's one important of AI, what you can use AI to do. Another thing you can also use AI to do is you can also use AI to create sales scripts. Okay, so what do we mean by sales script? Sales script is when you try to write out a story about the progression of your sales operations, and you try to let your system follow that kind of script. It is not you trying to be stereotyping or trying to box them. It is you trying to create a standard of service or a standard of approach that ultimately will lead to conversion, right? So, and that is right. So instead of you to sit down and be generating sales script for each time, you can enable your AI to be able to generate compelling sales scripts that will really lead to conversion. And that is another importance of you leveraging AI for your sales. Okay, so another thing you can also use here is when we say, oh, summarizing general feedback. Sometimes you're in the service industry, or you take feedback from quite a number of people, it may be very difficult for you to sit down and read through all of those feedback, being the owner of the business. So you being the owner of the business, and sometimes when you ask people to do it, they may intentionally or unintentionally filter out some feedback just to make sure that they presented a report to you that is good. But just imagine you being the owner of the business, you have a tool, or your leaders have a tool that can help you to summarize all the general feedback from your collection, from your data. And you can even manipulate it to be able to dig deeper into it. And it can happen within 5 minutes, within 10 minutes of your time. And that is what AI can do for you. It can enable you to summarize all your feedback. Earlier in the week, I was speaking to one of the business owners and mentioned how within 10 minutes, they are able to summarize feedback about, I think, like 400 customer feedback within 5 minutes. And based on that feedback, he was able to uncover some basic reply and trends that ultimately will have impact on their strategy going forward. And one thing the business owner mentioned to me is initially he was thinking everything is good. But when he looked through that feedback himself and analyzed it, he was able to uncover basic trends, that could actually influence their strategy. And it ultimately believed that without the help of AI, number one, you will not have the time to read through those feedback. Then number two, if you ask somebody to do it, that person may not really do it thoroughly, then, and that is one of the importance of using AI to summarize general feedback, which can ultimately be used to improve on your strategy. Okay. Another importance of AI in this regard is for you to can use AI to create knowledge bases of FAQ. You can ask your AI to create what are the knowledge base. You want to standardize things. You want people to be able to easily access knowledge. And you have quite a lot of all of this knowledge base and information scattered abroad in your system. So with the use of AI, you can ask your AI to compile relatable knowledge and organize them in a way that will be easily accessible and can ultimately match them up with the FAQ that's hosted on your website or hosted. So this will improve your customer service. And when customers reach out to you, they can easily get their questions answered. There's one trend that happens among SMEs. Sometimes some SMEs are saying, oh, they don't want customers to reach out to them because they want to offer best service at the first approach. But some SME are looking at us, okay, what happens if we fail to offer this best service at our first encounter? We should make sure that our customer have a seamless approach in reaching out to us. And that is why they created a knowledge base. Or what happens to when we have a visitor or someone that just wander and stumble on our website, right? So, and that is why this is very important. For you to create a strategically and organized knowledge base, it takes time. It takes professionalism, right? But when you have AI, you can leverage AI to create this knowledge base, and align them with different FAQ to make sure that you have an organized, well-organized, detailed information with the appropriate for the right audience. And that is the level of what AI can do. Okay? Any other question from anybody? Okay, so let's move on. So operations and strategy. As an SME, it is only very important for us to pay attention to our operation and strategy development. But oftentimes, we find ourselves very occupied with manual operations and we neglect the strategic direction that we are meant to give to businesses. And this is where you can leverage AI to free up some of your time, and you can focus on having a more high quality operations and strategy. Okay. For example, AI can quickly help you to draft your basic business policy that will enable you to be competitive and enable you to stay ahead of your competitors. Okay, because drafting business policy is so important. But sometimes many SME they would rather have the policy in their mind and without writing it down. And they carry that policy and they think, well, automatically, my staff, my people working with me, should have an idea of this policy. This is my way of life. This is how I run this business. And when you ask them, can you sit down to draft policy? It takes them time and they think, oh, I cannot be using my time to draft policy, to draft business policy, but I can just be correcting it. When they see some of the aftermath of poor policy in their business, sometimes they ask questions and they start getting engaged with their business. But what happens if you can just say that within 10 minutes, you can have your basic business policy drafted and you can share it among your business. You can socialize it among them. That will really be a good win for you as a business owner. And that is why what AI can do. You can interact with your AI. Just have chats here and there. Within 10 minutes, your AI can support you to draft your basic business policy that you can socialize among your team. And it's going to be a very good quality. And it's also going to be something that will take less of your time and less of your working hour to do that. Okay. So instead of you to run your business without having a defined policy on ground, this is a chance for you to engage AI to draft your basic business policies so that you can stay ahead and you can replicate that policy across your business. So another important thing in all the operations here that I'll be talking about is job descriptions. As your businesses are growing, you are strategizing for growth. Oftentimes, you know the type of job you want to recruit for, but to sit down and tailor that job to your own internal needs may be challenging. And that's why several SME will leverage recruiters, HR to do it. But what happens if you are very tight on budget, and you make your research, you find out, oh, these are different job descriptions, but you needed to tailor this job description for your own internal need. And that is what AI can do. So instead of you to go and hire a recruiter or hire an HR specialist to do this job for you, within 10 minutes, you can just engage your AI tool, load it with all of the required information, and it can help you to create a tailored job description for your business, which is going to be a big win for you. So you will not need to read over different job descriptions across different businesses. All you need to do is just give those information to your AI tool, and it can help you to create a tailored job description for your business, which will have saved you some time and also save you some budget in that regard. So that as you are growing, you can scale up, you can grow your business with less budget and with high quality. So you will not be falling into the trap of many SME fall into, that they get poor quality based on their budget. But you can get high quality output and yet with a very small budget. And that is what AI can leverage. You can leverage AI to achieve. Also, to ensure standard of operations across your business. As an SME, you are growing, but sometimes some of your standard operations are what people are formed as behavior and habit. But you don't want to lose one of your staff and then you lose a key documentation of your operations. So what you can do is you can implement AI in your business that will automatically document SOP, and you can turn that to a standard upon review. So you can engage AI to document standard operation model. document all those SOP across the different business area. And while you are operating as an SME, you can be very sure that the knowledge that is being delivered by your various staffs is not at the risk of being lost. Or you are very sure that when you have a new staff, you can easily train them to align with your standard operation model by engaging and delivering a very detailed and standardized SOP across your team. And this is one important area that you can also leverage AI to achieve. Another area is you can also use AI to analyze anonymous customer review for insights. So, over time, we are used to engaging data analysts to be able to analyze customer data and review, maybe from your website and to generate trends. But in this world, in this age, you can leverage AI to do that. You don't need to go and engage a data analyst for them to analyze your data or customer review or statement that may not necessarily be data or information. So you can use your AI to analyze all this kind of information for insights, and you can easily roll out customer feedback from your people, and you will no longer be at the risk of saying, oh, if I get 400 feedback, how am I sure I'm going to read them? No, because AI will help you to read those feedback and give you the right insight and direction from there. And also, you can also use AI to identify trends or pinpoint within your operations. There are some AI that can track and trace the mode of operations, and then they can be telling you and say, oh, this is the drop-off point. This is the area that people are having challenges with. And then it can easily give you visibility. So instead of you to wait before you can have access to those pinpoints and trends, you can have a real-time access and in a more efficient way to the trends and pinpoints within your businesses. And another important thing I want to also talk about is you can also use AI to create business process map. As you're looking into expanding, looking into growing your business, it's good for you to create a visual representation of how your operations can align with a strategy. So, and that's where the business process map comes in. So, and this is why sometimes you need to engage junior analysts to come into your team, analyze it to create this business process map. But you can use AI to do that. So AI can convert, you can just tell AI, this is the business model I want. It can convert text to process map. It can convert recording to process map. And AI can also convert observation to process map. Okay, so these are the different things that AI can do for you in creating process map. So you can just start a recording and you tell AI, okay, I want to create a process map around procurement. Then you tell AI, this and this is how my procurement process is. The AI can create a business process map showing the various cross-functional team and showing the movement from start to end without you necessarily engaging any analyst or any process analyst to do that for you. That's what you can do. Or sometimes maybe you went to a meeting and you have meeting with some of your teams and they talk about different process. So you can ask your team, load this meeting recording into an AI. And from that, you can pinpoint the different activities within that process and map it out into a process map. So that is another important thing that AI can do. And AI can also turn a text. It can be a script. Okay, you can turn a script where you write a script and just give it to AI, and it can turn it to a process map for visualization for you. And sometimes you can also work on your system from screen to screen, that an AI can monitor what you are doing. And from that monitoring or what you are doing on your screen, it can generate a process map of that particular process for you. Okay, and those are the things that AI can do. So before I leave this area, is there any operations and strategy use case that you may think that is not here that we can talk about? Vincent.
Yeah, sorry, just a question regarding your last statement. So what kind of tool can help with these process maps you talked about. So can you give example of AI tool that can help with that? So you mentioned
Okay.
AI monitoring your screen and eventually helping you creating process maps. So do you have an example of those AI tool?
Yeah, so I don't know if you are familiar with. So Mirror can do it.
Nero, yeah?
Yeah, Mirror can do it. And
Okay.
then, yeah, so I can remember Mirror. So Mirror have an AI embedded in it, and it
Okay.
can help you to that. Yeah, that's what I can remember at the moment. But I know we have 232 that are looking to that can do that. And I think it's also something that you can also have some customized tool that can help you to do that. Okay.
Okay. Nice, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Darren.
Yeah, thank you for the presentation. My question is that since we have an AI that can monitor the screen, so that one can monitor staff that work maybe remotely, things like that. I want to confirm, is there any AI tools that you know that can actually monitor the footprint of anybody who visits my business website?
Yes.
Okay, how does that work, please?
So, like when people visit your business website, so with their laptop, so it always have a digital footprint, right? So, and that is what AI will just pick. So, and it can generate a report for you. That's okay. These are the kind of people that visit your website.
Weekly report, monthly report?
It depends on how you set it up. I don't want to go into that specific.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I'm
So,
glad that's available.
yeah. So it's available. So, anytime you visit our website, you leave a footprint there. So the AI can pick it up and generate a report for you. Okay.
Is
So,
it different from cookie banners?
so it's when you look at cookies, cookies work in different way. Okay. So some AI may also leverage on on the cookies technology. Some may also leverage on the UTM technology. AI has the ability of leveraging on different technology. Okay. To
Yeah.
bring everything together. Do you get it now? So it can leverage on the cookie technology. We also have the UTM. It can leverage on all of this technology. It depends on how they build it. Okay.
Okay.
And leverage on all of these multi technologies to really give you the kind of results that you want it to do. Okay.
Good. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Any other feedback or question from anyone? Okay. So an example of a prompt that you can use, maybe you can use a simple prompt and so analyze this anonymous feedback notes and list the top 3 recurring issues. Okay, so these are the kind of ways you can use AI to do your customer review. Okay, so for example, you can just copy everything. Many of you are familiar with Copilot. Copilot can do this analysis. Copy. I think Gemini can also do it. Copy it and the more you use some of this AI for your operations, the more better they become, right? So the more data and specific your prompts are, that is one thing that I know, but they mentioned in last class about having a prompt library that you can leverage to give you the needed, you can leverage it to give you the needed outcome. Okay. So, and that is what is also very important, that as you are looking into all of these operations and strategy, these different use cases, you must also be thinking about having that kind of library, where you keep those basic prompts so that you can ensure you have a standard feedback and a very high quality feedback across your team. Okay. So we are going to go a step deeper. So, and I'll be talking about integrated agentic workflow. So when we talk about integrated agentic workflow, so we are talking about using AI across different teams and connecting the dots across your team. Okay. Darren, how many departments do you have, for example, in your team?
I will say 2 for now, operation and marketing. Yeah.
With 2 for now, operations and marketing. Thank you. John, how many departments do you have within your team?
4. Did you hear me? 4?
4. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so this is where this agentic workflow comes in. Okay, so agentic workflow is about connecting the dots and ensure a level of automation across your different teams. So this is when you use AI to handle end-to-end process rather than doing isolated tasks. For example, when you want to look at the content mentioned, for example, you can have the webinar transcript feed into the AI. Maybe that's a secretary work, and to generate summary. Okay, but look at it now. When you do the webinar, you feed it in the generate summary. Maybe that secretary will not send it to the marketing team and say, okay, this is summary of our webinar and generate content from it. So, Darren, what we are saying is you cannot have step 1, step 2, step 3, where a single agentic workflow will take that webinar transcript, summarize it. After summarizing it, we identify 5 key themes and we draft different blog posts on them. And then it will now create a LinkedIn post and newsletter from all of this. And this is just within maybe 10 minutes. Do you get it now? So instead of you to move from secretary writing a meeting, sending you a report of the meeting, then sharing that content with the content team, then now move it to your social media person, a single agentic workflow can achieve that for you. Now, all you need to do is just connect it very well. You review it at the right point, and you have your social media post ready. You have your newsletter ready to go out. And that's some of the beauty of agentic workflow, where it can handle different activities and take inputs, make it to turn input to output and turn output to input across your process. So when you're thinking about your workflow, that is something I also want you to be thinking about. That how can I achieve automations? How can I achieve automation end to end? And one of the other benefits is once you can achieve this level of end-to-end processes, it will also make you to be faster to market and you're able to respond to market changes on time. Because we are in a world of changes. We're in a fast-paced environment. Things happen, changes happen, you need to respond. So just imagine you have this agentic workflow in your cover. It means that you'll be able to control it and you're able to have a faster output and faster deliverables. And you being the SME also, you're also able to have more insights into what is happening across your team. Okay, and that is what this type of workflow can do. Let me also give another example of workflow that I have here. Is when you look at the lead generation workflow. So this is an example whereby you can ask your agent to go and search for your competitor's pricing, compare it to your own, and draft a sales script highlighting your advantage. Vincent, will you like that? Doing, will you like that? Where you just sit down, your agent will just do your research for you.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
That's a nice one.
Yes, and I know that is something SME can leverage on. Okay, so you can have an agent that you will just be sitting down every morning, it can be creating a report for you and say, this is a sales script for Beaumont, this is a sales script for Nottingham, and these are your competitors, this is what they're doing. It will come all of the digital footprint, right? Compare it to your own and draft the sales scripts, highlighting your advantage. And what will it make you to do? It will make you to be able to have a better advantage in your sales outreach. I think last week I spoke with someone and he just shared with me how he was able to get a better car deal with the use of AI. So he wanted to buy a new car and he engaged AI in that process. So the AI gave him all of the various feedback and price of the dealers around. You can imagine what that kind of information can do to a customer. So when he went to a dealer, he told that dealer, I know this is what's happening there, this is what's happening here. And the AI already gave a script of how the conversation will go. And that person saved around, I think, £2,000 on that car.
Wow.
And that is what AI can do. Vicent, do you get it now? And it's just AI. Dari, do you get it, John? Do you understand it now? That's AI.
Yes.
And that is one thing that AI can help you to achieve. It can give you that competitive advantage. When the person, and it's just generative AI, it's not something, just the way you give the right information, you are very specific, you engage it, and that man was very, very happy. Having it like a 2,000 save just from the leveraging of a free AI tool. Just imagine if you leverage that for your business. And you see, as a small business owner, all of those savings, all those inefficiency will increase your profit margin and will enable you to grow faster and quicker, And that is one of the essence of this project, is to support you as a business owner, as an SME, as an organization, to leverage on AI. And that is why when the business analyst starts reaching out to you, we want you to really have a broad mind and be able to engage them on areas, because you are the SME. You will be the one to tell them, these are the areas that I'm thinking. They will document it, gather it from you, and we can jointly build a tailored AI tool that will support your business. Okay? And that is something that's very, very important. Okay? So, another use case I will be talking about is the automated customer journey mapping. You see, sometimes being an SME, we may struggle to be able to properly define what's our persona. So when I mean persona is talking about the description of your customer, of your type of customer, taking into cognizance their age, their peculiarity, and some of their emotions that is associated with them. Okay, so having AI can help you to quickly analyze your customer base, identify some common pain points and define the persona of your customer. So just imagine when you are able to appropriately define the persona of your customer, what type of benefit do you think it can give you as an SME if you can properly define the persona of your customer? What type of benefit do you think you will get? Anybody? When you are able to properly create the persona, what type of benefit do you think you can get from that?
You'll be able to, okay.
Go ahead, please.
I think when you know the kind of people you are targeting, you'll be able to target your product to the right people. So you are reaching out to the people that need your products, and I think that will improve your revenue generation.
Yeah, thank you so much. So, Dari, and that's
I think it saves the valuable resources of time and allow you to focus on those that actually need your product and services.
Yes. And you see, that is key. That is very important because you can create personalization of experience to people because you know them. So when you know your persona, maybe you know that many of them are not on Facebook. You will not be doing your advert on Facebook. Maybe you know that many of them are always traveling, meaning that, you may need to invest money into a billboard or into different commercial activities that will target them. So, and that is why it was very important. But, being an SME, we may really struggle to be able to properly define our persona. And that is what AI can help you to do. If you feed AI with the right level of information and knowledge, it can help you to analyze your customers and create their persona with different identity and information for you. And that is one thing that I want you to know. Another thing is AI can also help you to tailor message. Write the same product description for different audience. It's the same thing, but with different languages, with different audience. And that's what AI can do. So instead of you to go and looking for an interpreter or look for somebody, communication expert, you can just engage AI and say, okay, this is the message, this is the product description. When it's shown to Gen Z, this is how it should be shown to them. When the millennials are visiting it, this is how it should show to them, so that you can create a specifically target messaging to your different customer persona. So when you know your different customer persona, it's a good thing for you to know, but the most important thing is for you to reach them with a personalized and tailored messaging all across board. That you also know where to reach them, what message you should give them. Okay. One thing I want you to know is once you look into this level of personalization, in your marketing, in your sales, in your commercial activities, please don't use your actual customer name, okay, or contacts when you're mapping out the process. Don't use your actual customer name, because that will make you it's a breach of personal data. Make sure that you don't use your customer personal data name or contact details in your process of tailoring and creating this kind of persona and messages. Okay? Any question from anyone? Okay. So I will be talking about intelligent operations and strategy. I know initially I mentioned about operations and strategy leveraging AI, but AI can also be your partner for growth. So in this case, I call it your co-pilot for growth. Okay. For example, under your standard operations, you already have your SOP. AI can support you to be optimizing those SOP as things changes. So you can tell AI and say, every 2 years, I want our SOP to be optimized, right? And AI can do that. Once the AI, the tool is already in your system, it has been monitoring your operations, okay? So it can support you to optimize your SOP, to remove any inefficiency and rely them for better clarity. That's what we call it intelligent support. So you being a business owner or you being an SME, you being a professional, what you are not doing is reviewing and accepting those changes and those suggestions that AI will bring in. So AI will support you to initiate them. It will initiate those optimizations that you need within your processes. Then the only thing you need to do is, you need to now do what? Review it and implement them. So, and it's going to save you a lot of time and also make sure that your system becomes very agile and very efficient. So you will no longer be waiting for inefficiency to be costing you a lot of money and waste, because your AI will already pick it up and come back to you with a feedback. So as you're growing your business, your AI is growing with you and directing you and supporting you in terms of the direction that you should go. And that is why it's very, very important. So this is the point whereby you already become very good and connected with your AI, that you are like a co-pilot together. So as you may not be monitoring things, your AI is monitoring things, seeing how your business is operating, and at interval, it will be coming with different writing, different optimization for you. And it's very important for you to know that is possible. It is possible when you engage your AI and use it in the right way for continuous development. Okay. So another thing you can also use AI to do is, if we are focusing on, maybe you have a pitch, a business plan, you have a pitch deck, you are looking for grants, you write anything, you can use your AI to act as devil advocate. What do I mean? Your AI can become your critique, and you say, okay, AI, act as a business owner or act as an investor. This is my business plan. Find the potential risk, okay, before we launch. Look to my business plan, critique it. What are the weaknesses? What are the strengths? So, and it's very, very important. So that is part of you making use of AI as your team to critique you, and you can imagine the level of critique AI will give you by the time you give him the right prompt. Okay, you have your plan, you have your pitch deck, you have your strategy document ready. Just try and use AI to critique it to make sure that it's well fine-tuned and you can see what are the potential risks before you launch. And this is very, very important. You are reaching out, you see the reports, you see the performance report, you see any report. You can use AI to critique it and say, this is our strategy for the year. What do you think? What are the risks? What are our chances of meeting the goals? Then you supply the right information and your AI can do that critique for you. Okay? So another intelligence operation use case would be hiring an assistant. So you can have an integrated workflow where you can use AI to generate a tailored job description, just like what I mentioned earlier, create a custom interview scorecard based on that description, and also draft behavioral interview questions to find the best culture fit. So just imagine how your AI has really helped you to eliminate your need to hire a recruitment assistant. Because this is what a recruitment assistant is meant to do. But with your AI in your pocket, Vicent, you can expand your team without extra budget. And just ask the AI, this is what I want. Create this tailored job description, create a customer interview, an interview scorecard, You can even ask another AI to just post on my website, post the job descriptions, right? And you are just there behind your desk and the work is ongoing. And the only thing you need to do is schedule the interview once the application starts coming in. And you can even ask another AI to notify you when the application starts coming in. And you can ask another AI calendar assistant to book the calendar, set it up. You agree. And you're just there getting things moving with less stress and more efficiency. And that is one thing that your AI can support you to do. Any question?
Then I would like to ask, most of this AI that you are talking about, are we going to buy off the shelf, the one that already designed, or you are planning a customized AI models or something for each of the businesses?
So it depends on the use cases of your business. Okay, so as much as possible, we are looking into building something customized for SME. Okay, so that's what we want to build. So it depends on we don't know your peculiar, most prioritized use cases. And that's why once the business analyst start reaching out to you, you need to let us know your order of priority. You are the business. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not about the tool, it's about the business. So you must be able to tell us these are my order of priority. This is because I will soon talk about it. We have the 80-20 rule. Okay. What can you use AI to do, that can give you 80% profit? Okay. So those are the things that you must be looking into. But I will soon talk about that.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. So any other question before we move to the last use case I'll be talking about? So this use case, it's about what I call advanced visual branding. But basically, it's about consistency. Consistency. When you use, because one thing we are always telling SME is we want you to use AI in the best way for you to get the best results. And one way is your AI can, without any budget for design, your AI can consistently give you outputs that will be consistent across your business and across the year. Okay, so and that is what this advanced visual branding is all about. You can tell your AI and say, throughout any graphics that you'll be doing, this is the color, these are my color that I want you to be used, that I want you to use, and your AI will stick to it. So any form of, and it's easy. So you don't have a designer on your team, but your AI becomes your designer that will stick to your brand. So for example, your AI can use your style, your style references. It can maintain a particular look and feel across your social media. Like this is, and when people see it, they will say, this is the brand. This is consistent with this brand. I remember I was talking to one of my analysts, and then he sent me an email to help him to review. And when I reviewed the email, I sent it back to him. I said, okay, this is not good. You can send it out. Then the analyst come back and said, oh, Peter, this sounds so more like you. It does not sound like him. I said, wow, really? He said, yes. He said, it sounds like me. That's so that he needs to touch it again so that it can sound like him. And that's when I remember, oh, that means I have a style already, and I have a brand already. And they are aware of it, which means I should also be aware of that. All right. And that is something so your business should have a consistent brand identity. Your business should have a consistent branding and visual across your social media feed. So that when people see it, they can say, this is you, and so those uniqueness is what you can also leverage AI to achieve. Okay. Another thing you can also leverage AI to achieve is your product mockups. Maybe you have an idea of a new product you're designing. You don't need to go straight up and engage a product designer. So you can engage your AI, okay, to give you a consistent product mock-up design, in a realistic way, without any expensive photo shoot or anything. Maybe so you can use AI to enhance all of these product design qualities. You can also use AI to enhance picture qualities, right? So this is those use cases that you have a product, you don't need to do an expense, just use your normal iPhone 17 or 16, use it to snap your picture, turn it to AI, it can give you a very professional upgrade, of those products so that you can use. Okay. Another one is you can also use AI to maintain brand integrity. Maybe you want to launch a new product line. You don't need to be trying different logo that may make you to fall into that may make it to ultimately, maybe if you don't know, maybe a brand has been using that logo before. So you can use AI to brainstorm your logo concept to make it unique, because you may not know, maybe you have a new logo, you love it so much. So instead of it to just go there and fall a risk of replicating, or people can accuse you, oh, you steal my logo, all of that. AI can come in to support you, to make sure that your branding is unique to you. You have integrity, your brand is unique, and the integrity of your SME is preserved along the way. And you will no longer need to be apologizing, oh, I'm sorry, I don't know you are using that logo before. You can leverage AI to do that. Okay? So another thing that's very important is you should also use tools that grant you commercial rights for business use. Sometimes some of those AI tools are for personal use. So as much as possible, we will always encourage you that when you are using AI tool, make sure that you use tools that give you commercial rights instead of the one that leverages on personal usage. So it's very, very important. Okay. Any question before we go to module 4? Okay. So this is the last module. Then after this module, and it's going to be very short. So what I intend to deliver in this module is I will be talking about the 80-20 workflow rule, which is about leveraging AI to draft, the initial tedious work and use a human for the remaining 20% of quality check. Okay. Then we also talk about tips on prompt library to ensure consistency and faster task completion. And then we talk about the next steps, which is talk about the activity sheet. Okay. So the 80-20 rule. As you are thinking about the different workflow, the different use cases you may have for your AI, so this is one rule that we want you to really take to heart. And it's also very important as you will be engaging all our analysts shortly. From next week, I know some of you have been creating time, meeting time, and like that with the analysts. What is the 80-20 rule? 80-20 rule says use AI to do the heavy lifting. Use AI to create the best version of your task, especially when you're creating content or you are drafting a workflow, you are creating a process map. Okay. Use AI to do that heavy lifting and always use human to do the final check. Don't use AI to do the final check for you. I hope you get it. Don't let it be, oh, you write out an article, you're not using AI to do the final check. Let AI use the right prompts. AI should write you the article, and then you human, you do the final check. And it's very important because AI can make mistake. AI can make an error. And AI is not the one running your business. You are the one running the business. So you should be the one to be in that final check that verify the facts, ensure the tone, and check for privacy and security issues in those deliverables. And ultimately, guys, you are the one that will be put responsible for that output. Nobody will know what you used to do your work, but what they know is you are getting the work done. So because you are the one that will take responsibility and accountability for that work, AI may be responsible to draft it, to do the work, but you be the one that will be accountable for that work. And that is why it is very important for you to focus and do what? Focus on this 80-20 rule. Okay? So the 80%, let AI do the drafting and let human do the final check. Okay. What are some of the strategies around workflow integration? Number one, I know in the first class we talked about this. It is building a prompt library. Okay, so building a prompt library is very important. Then number two is keep a simple collections of your prompts. Because when you say build a prompt library, so these are things that you need to take note when you are building the prompt library. What are your best prompts that has given you the best outcome? You keep them. What are the prompts for your repeated tasks? You keep them. What are the prompts for email and responses or marketing, customer service that has produced the best results or the best customer feedback for you? Then you keep them. So that when you build this prompt library, you can easily trace them. Okay. And you can easily access them, and then you can share them among your team. Then you can have that confidence that your team will get the best results and they will use the AI in a way that will deliver the best outcome for them. Okay? And that is very important. Some of the benefit is there'll be a faster output. It's not every time that you will be thinking and having multiple attempts before you get to your desired outcome. When you have a prompt library, it enables you to easily get the best outcome as fast as possible. Then also there will be a consistent quality across all your outcome, all your business. There will be consistency, irrespective of who is doing what, who is engaging the AI. Since you have a prompt library that they can leverage on, it enables you to have a consistent quality across your deliverables. Okay? And that is very, very important. Consistent quality. You know, with SME, consistency is something that many people in SME find challenging. But when you have a prompt library, you can have consistent quality across all your team. Everybody know what to do. If this is the situation you find yourself, go to the prompt library, use these prompts, and you get this result. And it promotes that level of consistency across your team. And also, it also enables you It also enables you and your team to use AI in a safe manner. So you can have that confidence that you have a prompt library in place. It will enable you and your team to use AI in a very safe manner. It will enable you to have an oversight. You know what your AI can do. Your AI cannot, people cannot use your AI, your team AI, in a way that can damage your business, because you have a policy around it, you have a prompts library, and it enables that kind of management of governance of your AI usage in your team. Because always remember, no matter the outputs of your team, no matter the AI they use, your team bears that accountability. And you being the SME, you own that accountability. So for you to ensure this kind of governance on the use of AI, when you have a prompts library, it enables that governance to be in place. Okay? Another strategy is the mandatory checkpoint. Before sending any AI-generated content externally, always remember the 20% intervention of human. Always, and as you're building your workflow, always put a checkpoint where human will check, fact check it, remove sensitive data, ensure accuracy, check the tone, and ensure compliance with our industry practice and your business policy. Okay, so these steps will always protect your business reputation. So as you're building and you're thinking of building your workflow integration and automations, always ensure there's a mandatory checkpoint of a human in the whole workflow. You may want, no matter the workflow, no matter the automations, this is mandatory because it will protect your business reputation. Anything that goes out there to the public, your business bears a responsibility. They're going to be held accountable for them. So because of that accountability, you must always ensure there's a mandatory checkpoint in your automation line, in your workflow integration with AI. And it's extremely, very, very important. Okay? So, any question before we go to the next? Any question about these strategies? Any question from anyone? Okay, so scaling AI adoption. So now, AI adoption is not about the tool, it's about your business. Okay, so because sometimes we have a lot of great tools in the industry, but the adoption rate is low. And UK is one of the countries that has the lowest AI adoption rate. It is not because they don't want to adopt it, but basically it is because of some of the challenges that people find in adopting AI. And that is why we want to talk briefly about AI adoption, which is very, very important. As you go into your tool development, into adopting AI, what are some of those things that you need to be aware of? Number one, you need to be able to train your staff on privacy. Because this is one of the reasons why many people don't want to adopt AI, because they are scared. They are saying they don't want AI to put them into trouble. They don't want AI to have access into their internal data and use it for public references, right? So those are genuine concerns. Most businesses in UK, they are hesitating to embrace AI because they are thinking, oh, when we engage AI with our internal data and all of that, it can reference our data for others. So for you to be able to use AI and adopt AI in promoting trust and safety, you must be able to train your staff on privacy. And a simple rule is no confidential data should be fed into your AI. No confidential data should be referenced in any input you're going to be having with AI. Another thing is assign simple tasks to AI first. As we're going to be building the AI tool, once the tool is ready and you're adopting it into your business, try with a simple task and let the AI learn and grow along. Don't try AI with your most complex, difficult, high risk, high impact task. Don't try AI to write you your first script for your best customer, for your largest customer first. Try with simple task first. And as you try your AI with that, you will build mutual trust and confidence. Your AI will learn about you, you will learn about your AI, and you will refine the AI to be better. Always see AI as a partner, as an enabler. You still own the business. You have the say, not AI. AI is meant to optimize your process, improve your efficiency, not to take it over. Okay? And also create internal guideline. Just like one of the strategy we mentioned, creating a prompt library. Create an internal guideline around the use of AI. Have guideline that's stated. Let people be clear. What do they need to use AI to do? What should be excluded? And as you grow, you revise the guideline. It's very important because you don't want to give everybody a free ticket to do anything with AI. AI are very powerful. Okay? So, and it's very important for you to create those internal guidelines, and people will be aware and people will know what to do, what not to do, and how to use it. Okay? Then another point is promote uniformity in the use of AI tool. You should decide which tools you use company-wide. You should make an informed decision and say, as a company, this is the tool that we want to use. I love what John said earlier. John said, for them, they're using Gemini. That is great. Decide the tool that you want to use as a company. Don't leave a blanket check for everybody to use any tool within your team. Let it be known these are the approved tool for this company, and it's going to promote consistency, and that is how best you can really leverage AI and promote adoption. Different AI have different peculiarity. They have different strengths and weaknesses. That is one thing you should know. So when you are choosing a tool, make sure you do your findings, you're comfortable with the use cases, before you choose, and you let people know this is a approved AI tool for these use cases. And it's very important. Okay. Then last but not the least is on this first time is encourage your team member to share successful prompts. If your team member are successful, if they have any successful prompts, encourage them to share it. Don't encourage cross-team collaboration. Let them give feedback about the output from each team. Let them share the prompts and say, okay, the output we get from you the last time is great. Which prompt did you use? Then it's very good because with that you can build your library and also continue to develop your team member. Another way you should also scale into AI is stay current. AI evolve quickly. So you can see from these classes now, by the time in 2 weeks time, in 3 weeks time, there will be some more AI too. So stay current. You can follow a few trusted AI newsletter. I think for us in ATC, we can be sending you some of the current trends at intervals, and also attend webinar. Earlier this week, we held a webinar on AI adoption and strategy. I don't know. Darren, Vincent, do you guys get the invite to that webinar?
I haven't got that yet.
No, not at all.
Oh yeah, so so maybe we can also send you a recording. So we had the webinar on AI adoption and strategy, so we can send you the recording, and we hold this type of webinar every month in ATC, and also attend conferences, okay, and also read tool review. There's always a lot of review about every tool you're using. Try and read those tool review, and then periodically make sure that you update your workflow and prompt library. Okay, so Thank you so much. Any question?
I would just want to know, our business analyst, are they going to give us like a questionnaire ahead of time? Or is it going to be an interactive session with them?
Okay, so what's the name of your SME? I think your analyst should be in the house today. It should be online now.
Creative Air Data Privacy Solution.
Okay. John, Babatope, and Lucas, so those are your analysts. So can you respond to that question?
Yeah, John Babalola.
Okay, John Babalola. Okay.
So for Creative Edge, I've sent a pre-session questionnaire. So just a pre-session questionnaire for us to make the most of the 2-hour session. So if we have some of those answers, those thoughts ahead of the session, we could probably finish before the 2 hours. We could be done by an hour and a half or maybe an hour. So I think it's just to make the conversation to flow smoothly, and also, so that it's not that we're just learning some basic things we should have known ahead of the course. So I think that's just what's in my mind for sending all those pre-section questions.
Okay, that will be fine. I will walk through the questionnaire and get back to you, sir.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, John Babalola. Okay, any other question from anyone? Favor. So have we all established contact with our analysts because they joined us for today's class?
Yeah, all good from me. I've got our session booked in next week.
Yes. So we've come to the end of the AI training. The next thing for us is the analyst will be reaching out. Okay. John Babalola.
I just wanted to ask if Sky Cruise is also on this call.
Yeah, I'm here, so I saw your email. I'll respond. Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you. So we've come to the end of the AI general training. So we send the recordings to you, and I think we also send the webinar across so that you can also look into our webinar on AI adoption and strategy. Okay. Dari.
Yeah, I want to ask, would there be a platform for all the businesses that on the call to continue to interact and possibly give ourselves little contract among ourselves as well?
Yeah, so we're going to look into that. So Debbie will reach out and say, if everybody wants to go on is it like on WhatsApp or where?
Like on WhatsApp, yes.
Okay. So we can discuss that later. We can send email and say, okay, if you want to join, it's not going something compulsory. So we can create a group and say, if you want to join, click the link and join so that we can have a single place to interact. That is actually great. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay. So, Babatope, have you contacted all your SMEs? So Babatope is also an analyst, a senior analyst here.
Yeah, thanks, Peter. I've heard from 2 of them. I don't know if Carry Solution Limited is on this call, TPW by Mama's Hut. So those are the 2 I'm still expecting from, and I've not heard from them.
Okay.
Carry
Solution
Limited, yeah. And TPW by Grandmama's Hut.
Okay, I'm not sure they are here. So, but we can reach out to them. Okay, thank you. Lucas, have you heard from your team?
Yeah, so I'm still waiting to hear back from Fortune furnished and not bill limited. I don't know if the reps are here.
Yes, I think Photon is here. So Photon is doing.
Could you please check your emails and please just reach out or respond to my email so we can set up.
I think.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So Donye, can you? Yeah. Also, your analyst is trying to reach out to you. So please check your email, and that's Photon Furnish. Check your email and respond. Okay. So look, any.
There's something else, but I think probably off the call. I'll reach out to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you so much, everyone. Buddy, do you have anything you want to add as we wrap up the class today? Okay. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining. And then you'll be hearing from us. This is the end of the AI training. Thank you for your participation. We really appreciate it, and we thank you for your time. I will be ending the class now, and you can have 30 minutes back. Have a nice weekend.
Thanks very much, Peter. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Yeah, bye.
Bye.